Hello everyone, it's Bethany from Beth and Books and welcome back to this book nook, and more importantly, welcome to this video. I'm so excited to be filming today because we're going to be talking about Sally Rooney. What are her books about? Is she worth the hype? And essentially just a little bit of a Sally Rooney guide. So I'll be sure to leave any video chapters down below in case you want to skip ahead and that sort of stuff. I will just preface this, guys, by saying I smashed my phone and lost my reading vlog footage of the first two books I read, so I'm really sorry, but like there's no way I can get it back. It's completely gone kaput. Like, thank gosh I memorized my bank account number. Let's just say that, because otherwise my life would have been like pshung, which is kind of scary actually, thinking how much I relied on my cell phone. But I'm filming on a new one. Hopefully the video quality is a bit clearer, but I digress. We're going to start off this video by talking about the books themselves. So if you're interested, please continue watching. And if you're new to this book nook, please consider hanging around a little bit. We talk about lots of things, book reviews, vlogs, fun little tags. So yeah, consider leaving a cheeky like and subscribe if you are wanting to stick around. Sorry, I repeated myself. I was about to say I'm normally more eloquent, but that would just be a lie. All right. On with the video. So Sally Rooney, who is she? She is this wonderful person, born in 1991. She is 30 years old. She is Irish, and that makes sense because all three of her books have links to Dublin. So yeah, 3 books. Her first one that she published that we're going to talk about is Conversations with Friends. All right, just turn the light down so hopefully I'm not too pale. Yeah, Conversations with Friends. We follow 2 best friends, Bobby and Frances. Now, they both perform poetry together. Frances is the one who writes and Bobby is more of a performer. Together, they have grown up with this thing in common, bonding them. As they grow up, they befriend someone called Melissa and her husband, Nick. Now, essentially, things become complicated between the 4 of them. Bobby becomes very tight with Nick, and Frances essentially goes on her own self-growth journey, and it's just a conversation about adulthood and romance. Now, this is what I'm going to say from the very beginning. All of Sally Rooney's books have very similar themes, because then we get to normal people. Now, I'll be honest, normal people is the whole reason why I decided to film this video, because I'd been wanting to read this for ages. I just had. Now, this follows 2 people as well. We have Connell, who when he was at high school was a really popular lad, and his mum cleaned our other main character's house. That person is Marianne, and so Marianne's family is a lot wealthier, but Marianne is seen as the, I'm just going to throw air marks here, as the weird, quirky, nerdy kid. The classic cliche of isn't talked to is the outcast. Now, Marianne and Connell throughout this book develop feelings for each other, and it's a commentary on their relationship. So this is about senior high school students, and I should mention this is about people in their 20s. But this also, as you can see, follows this idea of a relationship that in its own sense of social boundaries in a high schoolers world becomes complicated. The cool thing about this book is we do see quite a bit of time progression, and Connell and Marianne go to the same university together, and we see their complicated relationship continue on. From there, we get to Sally Rooney's 3rd book. This is the one that I genuinely think has been the most what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, has had the most screen time on Bookstagram that I have ever witnessed, and that's what eventually made me finally start filming this video. This also follows the 4 main characters. We also have the 2 best friends who have grown up together idea. We have Eileen and Alice. Now, Alice becomes quite a wealthy novelist, and Eileen is stuck being like a journal magazine editor, and both of them form their own romantic relationships with a love interest. The interesting thing about this book is, whilst yes, it's that whole complicated relationship thing again, I feel like we see more of the complicated friendship in this book, especially between Alice and Eileen. So those are the books summarised. That's a little brief outline of what each book is about. Let's get into my thoughts of the first two. So like I mentioned, unfortunately, my reading vlog footage of these novels was lost to the world wide. Dead. I was going to say Wild Wide Web, but it's not. It's just stuck in my phone for eternity now. So the good news is I did write everything down in my book journal, so I can give you my honest thoughts and opinions. So let me re-jog my memory. Conversations with Friends I read in 2 days, and I gave it 3.5 stars. Now, the really interesting thing about this is it introduced me to Sally Rooney's writing style. Now, see if I can find a page which shows you a good example. There's a lot of dialogue on this page, but you don't see any speech marks. So from the very get-go, it's a bit unique to me. I wasn't used to that. And as a result, excuse me, as a result, what happens is when you're reading, it's not always obvious to tell what is dialogue and what isn't. And whilst that can be interesting and helpful with the flow, sometimes I did find it a bit jarring in terms of having to come to terms between what was said and what was just narration. This book also introduced me to the fact that these are not happy novels, guys. These are not fun, romantic flings. These are intense. In particular, this book has triggers for cheating, depression, miscarriage, endometriosis, lots of blood, and self-harm. So, like I said, intense topic. So the writing style, aside from that whole dialogue thing, it's quite, and I don't mean this in a demeaning way at all, but I find it quite basic. And by that I mean, as a high school teacher, and when I'm teaching junior school, you have to often help students, I shouldn't say kids, you often help students learn to expand their ideas and not always write in simple sentences. And I'm not saying Rooney always writes in simple sentences. I just feel like there was a lot of simple writing, and I'm not saying that the ideas were simple. Hopefully this is making sense to you all. The ideas weren't simple, but the writing was for me, and I think it just comes down to personal taste, if I'm being honest with you. So yeah, 3.5 stars for me. Yeah, let's move on. So then we got to Normal People, and it was this stage where I was like, yeah, okay, this is Sally Rooney's style. No speech marks, that very tell it how it is writing style, the complicated relationships. I will tell you right now that this one has been my favourite out of all 3 that I've read, and I think, if I'm being honest, it comes down to the character development, and part of that is to do that I felt like these characters were closer to my age than the other characters. Now, I'm 25 and these characters start at 18 and get through university, and I feel like university was just yesterday. The other books are closer to their 30s. Sorry, the characters in the other books are closer to their 30s, and I'm just in denial. Like 25 is in the middle. I'm gonna pretend I'm a little bit younger. So yeah, I feel like I could relate to these guys a lot more in terms of where they were in their life. So yeah. Obviously, reading books is such a personal thing. You'll take from it what you can. This one also has a boatload of triggers, just reading them off my notes because I don't want to miss anything. Abuse, so like physical abuse as well as emotional abuse, depression, suicide, and a lot of alcohol. I don't think I'd say there was alcoholism, but classic cliche university life, which is somewhat true, having gone through it myself. A lot of alcohol in order to be a social person. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, just a heads up if that's triggering. So this novel I definitely preferred, and I think it's a bit too intense though to be recommending to a younger audience. So I'll just put that out there. Whilst it's relevant in terms of maybe giving a voice or a perspective to young adults, and by that I mean literally teenagers just about to encroach upon the adulthood years, I think it's a bit intense, and it might be setting people up for a little bit of a negative expectation, which isn't always true. But like I say, it's an important perspective to be told. I'd just be very careful what age of a reader you were recommending it to. As an adult, I really liked it. I thought it was perfectly intense. If you're wondering why I didn't quite give it 5 stars, long story short, 5 stars is just this gut feeling for me where I just am absolutely enthralled by it, and that wasn't the case for me. So I did drop it a little bit, but overall 4.5 stars is hella strong. So Sally Rooney did a gal right with this one. What we'll do now is move on to the reading vlog footage I have for this one. So enjoy. There's a few little holes in there too, as things came in during the week. So yeah, on with the show. What is this? You can see me, and so when I'm like talking smack to Titus, you can see his reaction. Potential. Guys, there's even slow-mo. God, I am the like 2012 Snapchat filter. What a throwback. Does anyone else remember that Vine of that guy who was talking about the dogs that were barking like really angrily, and then he's like, rah, rah, rah. Okay, I'm sorry. This phone slaps. Look at this. All the potential aesthetic videos. Vlogs are gonna be another level. This woman's. Hang on, out. And now I'm up here. Hello. And I'm out. And I'm hello. And oh gosh. Oh, this is a brilliant experience. And you're probably wondering, but Bethany, can we have a book update, please? Yeah, you can. I'm just going to have this cute flower crown on. This book, I'm not quite sure what I've caught you up on, to be honest, at this point. But this book, I am officially up to page 80, and it's really hard. And I'm 100% aware that that is possibly, most likely to do with the fact that I've been reading Sally Rooney books in a row. And I don't think that her writing style is the best for that sort of binge reading. But I'm finding this one in particular extremely meta and deep. Like, it's really trying so hard to be so uber deep, and my brain just isn't taking it. It's just not taking it. But excuse me, man, even my gross burps are gonna be in like ultra definition. But yeah, I just I'm very struggling, to be honest. Even without breaking my phone, I wasn't wanting to pick up this third book, and now I'm in it. I'm kind of struggling through it. But I'm trying to be unbiased and realise that's probably just my reading experience because of how I've gone about reading these books. But yeah, I'll update you guys later. Hey, do you want this one? I'm not doing it. Sure? Yeah. Long ago.
You bought this red shirt and didn't even use it.
Yeah, because it was too cold today to wear wear a t-shirt for cross country. Protein or milk first? Milk.
Milk first.
Milk first.
Always milk first.
How much milk do I put in for one serving? I haven't made this in ages.
200 mils.
Oh, good morning. Oopsie, things. Good morning, world. I am about to head out to work. Outfit of the day. These are the boots I'm wearing. They're like cool and old bookly. But I thought I would pop in this morning and do a Sally Rooney, Beautiful World, Where Are You? Catch up. I have read 100 pages, and whilst it's getting better in terms of, I feel like things are happening to the characters more, I'm still finding it quite burdensome at times. I was reading a few reviews and lots of people are enjoying how heavy this book is. And maybe it's just because, like I've already said, this is my third Sally Rooney in a row. It's getting a bit heavy on my shoulders. I'm trying to be unbiased with that. And I think what it comes down to is there's chapters in here which have emails in them. You can't really tell that they're emails based off of like the formatting, but they are emails. Our main characters are emailing each other back and forth. But the thing is, these emails are reading like essays based off of ideas that Sally Rooney kind of wants to vent about or just talk about. And they're important ideas. There was one about what sex means. There was one about the idea of the world's financial system and that we're just playing into corporate greed. And they're really important ideas, but personally, I just find it too heavy for a contemporary novel. I feel like these ideas, like the emails, if they were taken out and had some research to back them, like quotes from credible sources, it would have been a really interesting collection of essays. But so far, it's just meaning that once you're in the flow, finally seeing the characters doing something, we're then interrupted by this intense essay. And I think that's a reason why some people have been really liking this book, but for me, it's just making it really hard to pick up, to be honest. But it's going in my school bag just in case I have any free time to read today. Then it is there ready for me to pick up. But other than that, it's time to go to school. Hi guys, I am at work right now, but I have just popped home because I needed to pick up resources for a lesson. But whilst I was home, I checked the mailbox and I found this in my post box, and I thought, you know what, I know this is a vlog about the Sally Rooney books, but who doesn't want a nice little unboxing? Where's my keys? So windy. I'm pretty sure these are books for my Harvard course. My name is Red. Oh, that one is so thick. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be a good book. I'm sure it is. But this is Orhan Pamuk's My Name is Red, which won a Nobel Prize in Literature when? 2003. Oh no, that's something else. A different award that they won. It was first published in 2001, so early 2000s. We then trade that out with having this nice little one, which is Fictions by George. I'm assuming that's how you say that name. Louis Borges. Look at his cool author picture. Suave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an anthology, so it's like lots of different short stories in here, which I'm really been wanting to read more of, to be honest. The next one is a bit of a doozy. This is The Arabian Nights, which has tales from the 1001 Nights thing. This is also translated, and I have to say, I'm really digging the vibe of this book. Like, I don't know, just the autumn fall colour scheme. How big are the words? Kind of small words. Although for the course, I'm pretty sure I don't have to read all of them. There's just a few that they recommended, so I just purchased. Oh, I love the pages. It's like Bible paper. I just love that kind of paper. Okay, so book. And I am going to get back to work and do some school planning, and then I will see you guys after school. Hello video. Oh my gosh, I still cannot get over how good this quality is. And also last night I decided to challenge myself and see if I could edit this entire video using my InPhone app, because the cute little animations are blowing me away. But anyway, you've probably seen all of that. The reason I'm turning on the camera right now is because this fringe, like, it's really annoying me. And I just thought that I would like to document for the internet how I go and get my fringe cut. I go and get the kitchen scissors. And if you're asking me, Bethany, why don't you just book into the hairdressers? Because I'm trying really hard to save money, to be completely honest with you. And I've been doing this with my fringe ever since the second lockdown we had here. So I think I've gotten pretty good at it. I've discovered though that the trick, even the lighting in the bathroom now looks decent. Sorry guys, I'm just like really blown away with this camera quality. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the trick is to be patient and not to hold my hair. So I literally comb it because I am a salon. Welcome to my shabby saloon as broccoli, I'd say. So I literally just rough it out, and then I like to have pieces long, so I kind of just keep them to the side for a little bit, and then I literally just go in and like chop. Yeah. And if I mess it up, I just tell myself that I can let it grow out and it'll be all good. For this like monstrosity, it's gonna look real bad to begin with, right? See how like blunt that looks? And then you gotta go in and be like chip. It's weird, I feel like after every time I do this though, I mean it's nowhere near done yet guys, hair. It's weird because I feel like I've messed it up, but it's just because I'm not used to seeing the skin between my eyebrows because it gets so long. I should really keep on top of it more, but that requires maintenance and that's not me. I'm so sorry to any hairdressers out there who are just watching me and yelling at me, because I do not blame you. But for now, we're almost there. And I think we're good. I think. Second tip, when you think you're good, you should probably stop, because that's when it goes from fine to bad. I think we're good. Awkward angle, but this is the state of my bathroom sink right now. So your gal is gonna, hey, I'm still getting used to this. Your gal is gonna tidy that up before the other half gets home. And then I want to very quickly, well, not quickly, but it won't take too long. I'm going to get around to finishing my recent reads wrap up, and then my goal is to finish this book tonight. So hopefully the same outfit is wrapping up this video. Fingers crossed, we can do it. Guys, Titus just came home and asked me if I cut my fringe. It's obviously not straight enough. Thanks, babe. I'd rather know. What is it, the middle's too?
Yeah, I think so, the middle.
Fix it later. Hi guys, obviously I am not in the same outfit as yesterday because I didn't finish the book. But, I mean, here's the cute little outfit of the day. This entire outfit cost me less than $20. I promised like we're gonna finish the book. I just thought people might appreciate, like, I got some mail and we could open it together. I just always love seeing what other people have got. So I've got a couple of things, speaking of thrifts. So I'm going to try them on for us. So the first item, they are these pants. Hang on, let me drag a chair over and stand up so you guys can see them all. They're so funky. I think these are some of the funkiest, like, colour-wise. They've got like a little flare to them and they fit me pretty well up in the waist. The only thing is they like hit me at ankle length, so I'll have to wear like tall boots, I feel. But I'm pretty happy with them. They fit pretty well. My there's a little bit of room, but yeah, and then the other one I have here is like a dress thingy, so I'll try that on too. Alright, you can see the side of my bra, so sorry about that, guys. But this is like a dress. Now, I went out on a bit of a limb, and this was actually a little bit more expensive than I would normally pay, but it is a brand new item. And like, look, in terms of it, I'm not sold on it. I'm going to try style it, not right now because I can't be bothered right now. But I was imagining it with like a shirt underneath, doing that like layered look. I'll try to find a Pinterest image. But also it could do with a bit of shaping. I think I've mentioned before I like things to be tighter in at the waist, so if I decide to keep it, I might go to a local seamstress and try get that tightened so it fits more snugly in at my waist. And it is decently short, not too short, but this is concerning. But I don't hate it. I just think I need a vision. But we'll see. I'll try it on later. For now though, I'm going to get into my standard Friday evening comfort wear, which is track pants and a singlet. Alright, covering up the dresses. Next up is this. I think I know what this is, but let me open it and see if my instinct, oh, stepping all over my mess. My instinct is right. Okay, I'm gonna do a real impromptu stationery haul, overhead style, to that scene, Bethany. Alright, so what we've determined is I have enough stationery to last me my entire lifetime, but I also have one or two more coming in. They're from AliExpress. I ordered them ages ago. Like, I am set up for life and I ain't mad about it. But what I'm really excited to do, guys, is read. So, oh, Titus is playing his game. Don't want to interrupt. I'll update you in here. So, Sally Rooney, today is the day I'm going to finish it. I know this because I've now got caramel apples to fuel me. If you're here for the COVID diaries, you know what's up. Also, talking about COVID, it is running rampant here in New Zealand again, but our region is all good. We don't have any COVID cases, so we're still out and about as normal. And honestly, I'm fully vaccinated. Pretty much everyone is fully vaccinated. It's mandatory here in New Zealand at the moment. So hopefully we'll stay okay. I really feel for my friend. He's up in Auckland and he's in his 12th week of lockdown, I think. Whereas we only had like 2.5 weeks back in lockdown. Oh, I feel for him. But yeah, I'm going to make him like a little... What's what I'm looking for? Not get well soon, better. Not... Make him a little care package. But anyway, I'm going off topic. Soz, guys. If you're new to my channel, yeah, welcome. I go on lots of random tangents. But I got to a good part in Beautiful World, Where Are You? I got to 200 pages, so I'm almost at the end. I must be at halfway, almost past halfway, and it's gone good. I feel like the characters have developed more, and now that I've kind of verbally explained to you, but also to myself, that the emails are like essays, I'm now reading them like that, which I found has actually helped me out. But yeah, I'm liking it a lot more, so I'm going to go chop up a caramel apple and finish this book. Alright guys, so I finished this. By the way, yeah, I totally just finished filming the introduction and stuff for this, but you know what? We can pretend that I didn't lose all of my footage. But yeah, I struggled with this book, to be completely honest, and I don't want to say it is necessarily a bad book. I think it's just the fact that I'd read 2 of the Sally Rooney books, and if I can be completely honest with you all for a second, they're all very samey. They are. And whilst it's good for there to be a solid author voice, you know, I will forever pick up a book, I feel, and be like, oh, this is a Sally Rooney book. Like, I will be able to tell what is hers. But I found myself in this book, if I can be blunt and honest with you guys, getting bored. I've talked about this book quite a bit already in this video, thanks to the reading vlog snippets, but long story short, I found the use of emails very jarring, and whilst I got to enjoy them towards the end and I got the hang of how I should read them, it just wasn't very enjoyable. Triggers for this book, just putting it all out there: depression and self-harm and suicide, quite big triggers. We don't see suicide, but it is talked about quite a lot. We have someone who's admitted to a psychiatric hospital. We have very emotionally manipulative family members and friends. A lot of unhealthy romantic relationships going on. I'm trying to think of... Oh, and there are drugs. I wouldn't say it's drug abuse, but there are drugs. Now, if I was to say, out of all of these books, which one do I like best? I like Normal People. Out of these 2 very similar books, we have 2 friends and their love interests. We have complications in terms of, do we want to be with each other or not? All of that stuff is so similar. Which one of these do I recommend the most? If you want something more like existential, this one. If you want something a bit more romantic turmoil-y, this one. Both of them together, I feel like you would feel as though you had just read the same book but different characters. And I'm not meaning that in a negative way whatsoever, it's just been my reading experience. But yeah, my full thoughts on this, I think ultimately it has been my least favourite of them all, so a 3 stars. That's not a bad rating, it's not the end of the world, it doesn't mean it was a bad book. I was just bored at quite a few places, and I'm not gonna lie, when I finished the last few pages a couple of minutes ago, I was like, sweet, I can go wrap this video up and talk about this and be done with it. If it's any kind of, puts anything into perspective for you all, I think I'm going to sell this one. And I think I'm going to keep these 2, and we'll see next time I do like a bookshelf unhaul if this one hangs around. But out of all 3 of them, these are definitely my 2 favourites. Do I get a free fireworks show at least? I actually answered the question, is Sally Rooney worth the hype? I'm going to say no. Look, I'm totally understand if people like these books. I understand why. But I gotta stay true to myself and true to my own feelings, and my answer is no. If another Sally Rooney book comes out, I don't think I'll be picking it up, at least not for years, because I feel like I've just had a lot of Sally Rooney, and I totally understand that that's how I've read these books, but I also think that they're decent books, but they're not worth the hype. They can be very heavy at times, they can be very long-winded, and they all feel the same to me. So that is my premise for saying no. She's a good author, but I wouldn't say Sally Rooney novels are worth the hype.